Yo, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Welcome back for another video. Today we're talking about some reasons I prefer silver over gold. Not saying that gold is a bad investment. All precious metals are a good investment, especially for wealth preservation and protecting yourself from the dollar collapsing or in other words, hyperinflation as the dollar loses its purchasing power. All precious metals are a great vessel to transfer your wealth into something with intrinsic value. But this video is just sharing my opinions on why I don't really like gold. I will still be buying some gold here and there, but these are my reasons, my perspective on why I think silver is a much smarter and more potential to purchase, or has more potential than gold. So I'm going to go over some reasons. Like I said, these are opinions. I'm not trying to say that I'm right, you're wrong, or whatever the case is. These are just my own personal preferences. So take that into consideration when I'm going over this video. And like I said, I do still buy gold. Diversification is key. Gold does have some, definitely some pros going for it, but gold is more of a commodity, in my opinion, and silver is more of an asset. Gold is more for jewelry, coins, stuff like that. Silver has real everyday uses in the industrial and technological and even medical world. Gold also does. I used to scrap gold out of cell phones myself and laptops. I've personally taken gold out of cell phones. I know how to do that. I know that gold is used in technology, but for as valuable as expensive gold is to be used in technology, there's obviously and already there are other precious metals that can replace gold for a lot cheaper. These, if you're thinking about gold, these industries that are buying gold to use in laptops, cell phones, they want to lower their dollar per cost. Obviously, they don't want to be buying, tons of gold to put in these technologies when they could have another metal that might not perform as good, but a thousandth, a thousand times cheaper than gold is. So silver, the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, is a great precious metal for industrial uses and technological uses. And if you're looking at silver's uses in the everyday world compared to gold, um, a lot of silver is not recovered the rate that gold is. Gold is more for jewelry, and a lot of people, when they go to sell their jewelry, they send it to a pawn shop or whatever, wherever, and they remelt the gold, and then that gold that's remelted ends up in another jewelry or another coin or whatever. Where a lot of silver, where it's in these laptops, these cell phones, is scrapped and never to be recovered. So if you know the statistics where gold to silver comes out of the ground 9 to 1, every 9 ounces of silver, roughly 1 ounce of gold comes out the ground. If you see how close that is, how that's not much, that's a very low number compared to the gold to silver ratio, which is over 90 to 1, and the everyday uses that silver has. I see silver as being, or as having a lot more potential. I just don't think I still think gold is a good investment. Hear me out. I still think gold is a good investment, but I don't see the fundamental value or potential as far as silver goes. Every maybe 100 ounces of silver I'll purchase, maybe I'll buy a half ounce of gold. I still do think that it does have potential, but if you're looking at the gold to silver ratio right now, 90 to 1, there has to be a correction. And if there is going to be any correction, that means gold's either going to lower or silver is going to appreciate. So if gold lowers, then maybe it would be a great time to buy gold. But for me to be buying gold right now, knowing that it's going to be depreciating, so I'll be losing money, it'd be much smarter for me to buy silver right now, knowing that silver, it has a better chance of rising. The gold to silver ratio is a great measurement to determine which precious metal out of gold and silver are the better purchase at the moment. Right now, looking at this, there has to be a correction soon for it to even be a healthy market. Silver is either going to appreciate or gold's going to depreciate. And that's history. That shows you that probably right now, if you have gold, it'd be a great time to sell, or because it's going to be either lowering, or if you have gold, you could trade your gold in for silver and maybe use the gold to silver ratio to your advantage. But anyways, You know, silver has so many uses. Gold does have uses as well, but there's also another spectrum of this video I'm going to go into, and that's other precious metals like platinum or palladium. What do you guys think about this? Copper? I'd love to hear your insight down below in the comments. I definitely think that copper has some good uses. The only thing is, with some of these really cheap metals, it takes up a lot of room. If you've ever bought those 100-ounce copper bars, those things are massive and they're extremely cheap. So, or even the kilo ones or whatever. So it takes up a lot of room. You'd almost have to stack it like, like like you see in those bank vaults where there's like those 100-ounce bars piled up like shipwreck or whatever, like treasure, and that takes up a lot of space, especially if you do have lots of it and it is expensive or to any means of any type of value. It can be dangerous trying to store that because a lot of it won't fit in a safe. So I don't know how people do store that. That's also, I'm making this point because gold is a great way to store a lot of wealth into a small storage area, like with a shoebox or even something smaller than a shoebox. You can hold thousands of dollars worth of gold in something very small, the size of your hand. Whereas silver, $1,000 worth of silver, thousands of dollars worth of silver, has to take a small to medium size safe. So gold does have its benefits for that. A lot of people do like that as well about gold. Is you can store a lot of wealth in a small area, and it's a lot easily or it's more easy to hide, to keep secure and tucked away for anyone that potentially might try to steal it. So there are some pros to that as well. If you are going to be purchasing gold, I definitely think there are some measurements or some weights that are on the safer side. Now, obviously, gold, the 10th ounce gold rounds are around like $100 to $150, give or take, depending on what spot price is. Those are usually the ideal size. If you're gonna buy gold coins, usually get the 10th ounce one because it's still not too much money. It's affordable. It's $150. You still get a nice chunk of gold. It's a 10th ounce, and if you go to sell, it also is easier to sell something that's not too expensive because it opens up your buying market for people of all spectrums. If you have a 1 ounce gold coin which is worth $1,300 or whatever, whatever the spot price of gold is at that time, it lowers your potential buyers by a lot. It's only people that have a lot of money or that are willing to pay that much money. So if you are trying to have a liquid, a very liquid, easily sellable stack, then I definitely think going with a 10th ounce, maybe even a 4th ounce. The 4th ounce rounds are usually around $300, $400, which is still, it's more affordable than $1,300. So when I'm buying, this is my personal preference. When I'm buying gold, I'm only buying 10th ounce and 4th ounce or quarter ounce coins for those reasons. I definitely think that a $1,300 coin is way too expensive for me, even if the premium, even if it is spot price or I get it for a great deal. The only exceptions are maybe if I was a coin collector and I knew that this coin had a lot of potential and I wasn't going to be storing it for too long, or maybe I have a very strong outsource to where I could sell my coins. Maybe I'm an eBay seller or something like that along those lines. If I opened up a store later down the line, then yeah. But right now, for my situation, I just wouldn't feel comfortable buying full ounce gold coins, and that's just me. But maybe some people do. A lot of people probably do. But this is just all my opinion behind it. So don't take it too serious. I'm just kind of sharing my insight, my thoughts behind these subjects, and that's kind of what I try to do in my videos, is bring the overall perspective, try to take my emotions out of it and give you guys what it is for what it is, but then also try to, when I do have my own opinion, share that so you guys can see what's biased and what's unbiased. But in this video, I'm definitely just talking about the reasons I personally don't purchase gold, and I would love to hear your reasons as well. A lot of times I've learned a lot from you guys. There's also there's a line between constructive criticism and then just straight up just hate or hate comments. You know, there's a big difference. A lot of people do make some good points that I've never thought about, and it has changed my opinions in the past for the better. And I thank you guys for that. I've learned so much, and that's also why I love the stacking community, and I love my channel as a platform where we can discuss certain things and people can bring different points and different angles that maybe I never thought about. So that's also something that's really cool about this. But when I'm looking at precious metals, I'm looking for potential, um, opportunity and growth, and also what that metal can do, the intrinsic value behind it. And I definitely think that silver is that metal. Obviously, any precious metal has extreme intrinsic value compared to anything else in the world that's considered an asset or a commodity. And that's going kind of back to what I said. I think gold is more of a commodity, more of just, more of an accessory. Shiny, people like shiny things. Gold chains, people like to show off their money with gold chains, rings, wedding bands, stuff like that. Whereas silver, I think, has, ideally does have more uses in the everyday world, where industries, companies are actually buying it and using it in the everyday world. And I think that's important to consider and take into take into effect when you are thinking about purchasing these assets, on what they will do, how they will perform, and where they will perform as well. So that's just something to think about, just to jog your brain, and try to just get some different angles, some different perspectives on these things. These, spark new conversation, and try to really just bring new thoughts to life, so we can really try to get a really understanding overall consensus on this, without really being too emotionally attached. Because when I get really emotionally attached to something, it really clouds my judgment, and I really can't think outside of the box. When I can take the emotional attachment out of it, I can look at things for as they are, without having biased opinions, and it helps me invest better, because then I can really look at the market without trying to hold on to things, or trying to say I told you so, or trying to deem people wrong. When that happened with cryptocurrency, and I gained a lot, or I really learned a lot from taking the emotional attachment out of the cryptocurrencies, and looking at the market as what they are and the reality behind it. And it really helped me, and I'm kind of trying to use that same mind state behind precious metals as well, and I'm trying to share that with you guys. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little different. I really don't like sharing too much of my opinion on this channel. I try to state facts and just things that I've learned. But this is a little different type of video. I hope you guys did take something or learn something from it. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you didn't, it's still cool. If you buy gold and you hate silver, that's perfectly cool with me too. Maybe you thought of something that maybe you never thought about before. Maybe you can leave something in the comments that will, allow me to see a different light as well, so we can all help each other. We're all in this together. We're all trying to stack and reach financial freedom, or preserve our wealth against hyperinflation. We all have the same end goal at the end of the day. But anyways, that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, or if you already haven't, make sure to smash the like button. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.